Yo, what's good, people? Welcome, welcome. Better get started in a second, but I want to preface tonight's show title about selling your soul. You know, in light of multiple media um, outlets bringing out information about Diddy, uh, you name it, Cassie. Come on, you gonna get up here? Cassie, Diddy, all of that stuff. You know, typically when you talk about the entertainment space and selling people selling souls to get fame, access to stuff, and I spoke about this on a live a couple weeks ago, and I decided to make it a show topic because every time you have the opportunity to choose the right thing and you choose the undisciplined thing, that's you selling a piece of yourself, and you're selling yourself short. Um, I believe that is definitely the gateway to poor decision making, which ultimately leaves you a shell of your former self at some point. You know, anything that um, strips away your dignity, strips away your integrity, compromises your morals. At some point, we're going to have a conversation about, hey, are you selling your soul? But we'll be back. Welcome to the Code Talk Solutions Only Evening Show. I'm your host, Victor Venzion, and I'm riding solo for the time being, with the exception of EJ. He decided he was going to jump in. But before, we went through the show intro and stuff, we was talking about, what does it look like when you sell your soul? What is it? What does it sound like? What are the outcomes? And there's a lot of, like traffic on social media talking about, people spinning off of the Cat Williams interview from that's been really setting the tone for 2024 and putting people on notice for the decisions that they made. And where we are right now, we have to really look at this stuff and see how much of an impact it's really having, at some point. So the message of the day is, what does selling your soul look like? How far does it go? And I believe it doesn't have any boundaries. It definitely does have boundaries. So you can't put any boundaries or limitations on it, what people are willing to do. Because that's something you can't control. You can't control what people want and what they're willing to do to get what they want. People will trade safety, comfort, common sense, um, you name it. You name it. They will go to distance to get the transactional goal out of it that they benefit from the most. And that's what you do when you're thinking with an undisciplined mindset. And then that's the undisciplined mindset of selling your soul, right? Then you got the disciplined mindset of selling your soul, which Antoine is probably going to come on here later on and give his take on it. Because we had this conversation backstage, and the topic, well, because like if you're a creative, you putting your heart and soul into your work, So at some point when you want to get compensated for it, yes, you will have to, um, in that sense, sell your soul, because, but you want to sell it for a healthy reason. Like, we got to look at life, um, in the context of nothing's absolute, and there are bipolar, like, there are bipolar versions of every decision that you make, and we see the outcomes and the consequences, and in undisciplined decision making, there are no victims, there are only volunteers. There are only participants. The the boundaries for play stupid games and win stupid prizes is always present, always. So on the side of it being a healthy situation where you sell your soul, if you're doing it for the right reason, for the right cause, then that discussion looks different. I would like to hear what other people have to say today, when it comes down to what their opinions are of what's taking place in, what I'm saying, in the information space. Because we all have something that we've had to compromise for a greater good, for a greater outcome, for something bigger than ourselves. That is, whether it be down to children, your kids, the other line of work that you're in. Because I know educators that put themselves in compromising positions sometimes. Like that guy that recently was involved in having his students take his hair down. I, it couldn't have been me. However, some people are willing to put themselves in vulnerable positions for whatever reasons, healthy or unhealthy. And when you're doing the right thing, you're giving your best effort. You putting your heart and soul into the construct of doing the right thing. And sometimes when you do the right thing, you get punished, which is weird. But that's why, like, in the context of what accountable masculinity is about, at least if you make a mistake, at least be in the space where you were trying to do the right thing. That way you can actually have a leg to stand on. A lot of people have not been in the process of doing the right thing when they make mistakes. So it compounds their life. It compounds it. Like, we already have obstacles, both seen and unseen, that we have to negotiate on a regular basis that may not come out the way we want them to come out. But at least you're putting your best foot forward. Nobody's making an excuse. We also want to make sure that we don't compromise the the safety, the perceived safety that our good name and reputation protects others with, and not put yourself in an over leveraged position where someone can, really, really slander your character, and then Yo, I apologize for that. We got some inclement weather going on. I appreciate you guys staying here and hanging in. I just got a tornado warning on my phone. I was over here checking to see what's taking place. So if I have to get offline again, uh, understand that it was outside of my control. I appreciate that. That was kind of crazy. Lost. I didn't lose anything though. I'm glad it stayed. The signal stayed up. But yeah, the we were talking about the cost of everything when it comes down to what selling your soul looks like, and you can't put a price on it, or can you? What is it? What are you willing to sacrifice? Because people sacrifice for different reasons, good, bad, or indifferent. They have something that's greater than them, and as anyone should, if they got something that's worth it, then you believe in something. You got to be willing to, what I'm saying, put yourself in harm's way to make it real. Otherwise, it's just what it's just a lot of talk, right? You have to put yourself in um, vulnerable positions to to get what you want out of something, and there are degrees to sacrifice, and that all those are subjective depending on like the person, their morals, their background, all of that. And some people are willing to sell their soul for very cheap prices, man. Very, very cheap prices. Um, Willing to compromise every everything about their image, their reputation. Like their reputation doesn't mean the same to them as maybe your reputation means to you and the people that look up to you or respect you. And you always have to take that into consideration, especially when you're having a negative discourse with someone, um, that they're willing to go to a different space to be heard at whatever cost. And some people use emotional currency, meaning that insults everything that's on the side of, um, like conflict, focused on nothing but conflict. And then there's people that they can sit back and just let things play themselves out, and they just let nature run its course. Which side of that are you on? And when we start thinking about what these types of behaviors look like, and how they impact us, you know, we start having way different conversations, man. Because I wrote earlier this week that I believe, out of racism. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull up the poll, but I put out three things I believe that are on the pendulum swing of what we need to prioritize. The things that get us having the most engaged conversations, right? So let me pull this poll up and put it on the screen real quick. Yeah, so I brought up three topics right here. Okay, you see this? Out of the three options available to choose from. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and just drop the poll in the chat. How about I do that too? And these are three topics I believe that are high on the priority list for community development. You know what I'm saying? It just changes the mindset of people, no matter where they are and where they're from. And I believe racism, obesity, and sexual discipline are the top three topics to deal with, right? And for those of you that haven't been following my content on Facebook, I have a group called Accountable Masculinity, and it's for men mentoring men, which is what this platform is about. So for all of the mentors that are out there that want to get a chance to really reach a broader demographic, I'm inviting you to participate because I need your input as well, because we complain so much about what's right and what's wrong in our communities and societies, but what does it look like when we do the work? And who's having the discussions, and what are the topics? So these three things right here are examples of how you can sell your soul for the sake of this conversation. I'm gonna make it all connect. Trust me. So we got racism, obesity, and sexual discipline, right? Out of the three options available to choose from, which one of these issues is the simplest one for everyone to correct? Okay. As you see, I'm in alignment with this right here, where it says racism 5%. I think this is the one that we have the least amount of ability to correct. We can't fix it. We didn't create it. So we have to adjust around this. We don't control this. This right here is outside of our control. Everyone has to navigate guys, yo, hello. All right, let's see here. Where is my mic? So this is crazy. Okay, I'm having some audio issues. So you guys bear with me for a second while I work these issues out. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put you guys on the break, and now we'll come back. Bad weather, bad weather. Can you hear?